soldiers patrolling the streets of Cairo, the latest roll of the dice for Egypt's embattled leader as he struggles to retain control of the country. As night fell, thick black smoke billowed across parts of the capital, Cairo, testament to a day of furious violence. After Friday prayers, tens of thousands of Egyptians took to the streets to call for President Hosni Mubarak to step down after nearly 30 years of autocratic rule. In Suez, the police were forced to abandon control of parts of the city after running battles with protesters. Officers used rubber bullets and tear gas. At least one protester was killed in the clashes in Suez. Plainclothes police have been in action across Egypt, pulling demonstrators out of the crowd and dishing out beatings. In Cairo, President Mubarak finally called in the army. Troop carriers and even a tank were seen on the streets. A state TV presenter announced the declaration of an overnight curfew in Cairo, Suez and Alexandria. It's not clear what effect military intervention will have on this situation. One group of protesters was heard chanting, "We want the army," suggesting there's a feeling, at least among some sections of the crowd, that the soldiers may join their cause. Many Egyptians are pinning their hopes for regime change on this man, the Nobel Peace Laureate and opposition leader Mohammed el-Baradei. He joined in a peaceful march in Cairo, only to end up under house arrest. There are big questions now about how Western governments will react to this turmoil. They've largely overlooked Mr. Mubarak's record on human rights because he's seen as a buffer against Islamism in the region. In London, Foreign Secretary William Hague gave the British government's reaction.
That the people involved do have legitimate grievances, economic grievances and political grievances, and it's very important for the authorities to respond positively to that and to be able to hold out the hope and prospect of reform in the future. That is the answer to these situations rather than repression.
Mr. el-Baradei gave an early signal that if he is indeed the man to lead Egypt out of this crisis, he doesn't intend to become the puppet of any foreign power.
The Egyptian people will take care of themselves. The Egyptian people will be the ones who will make the change. We are not waiting for help or assistance from the outside world. But what I expect from the outside world is to practice what to preach, is to defend the right of the Egyptian for their universal values, freedom, dignity, social justice.